Okay, tonight's company pitch is sponsored by Sensiba San Filippo. SGA has merged with Sensiba San Filippo. Merging with a larger firm increased resources for our clients and staff beyond our current capacity. As a B Corp, we are passionate about sustainable, purposeful business and have a team that can help your business do the same. Reach out to Amber Yates for more details. And of course, BBSI. What is the BBSI Central Oregon team thankful for? EDCO and PubTalk are at the top of the list. BBSI provides payroll, HR and recruiting, risk and safety, and business consulting services to help keep you on track. Have you heard of Paid Leave Oregon? If you are an Oregon employer, you are participating, and it starts on January 1st, it's right around the corner. Before the tryptophan, Black Friday, and the Holiday Bowl season kicks in, give us a call, we'll help you out. That's what we do. Happy holidays from your BBSI Central Oregon team. So, co-founder Russell Easter created Good Dawg Gravy out of love and frustration. CBD oil was clearly responsible for his dog's miraculous health improvement, and the traditional CBD delivery methods just weren't working. So Russell created Good Dawg Gravy. Co-founder Stu Hicks came on board with a head start developing CBD products, including experience using CBD to manage his adult onset muscular dystrophy. Stu is here tonight to discuss the team's vision for the business and offer attendees an opportunity to participate in a free trial of Good Dawg Gravy. I think you know I'm into it, Stu. Come on up and tell us some more. And do you like a mic stand or do you want to hold it? You've got a mic stand?
Oh, I'll
yeah,
just hold
okay,
it
great.
here. Hi, I'm Stu Hicks, and thank you, Shannon, for kicking off the evening and all that you do. Deanne and John, everybody at EDCO, thanks for having us up here. A shout out goes to our founder, Russ. Russ was in a car accident this weekend, and he's got 6 broken ribs, which he didn't discover until today. So picked up a little flu, started to cough. Hospital says, guy, you've got 6 broken ribs. So shout out, Russ. Again, I'm Stu Hicks. I have a little company in town that does product and visioning for entrepreneurs, and I'll get into that a little bit later, but that sets up how I come into this story. The story really begins with our founder, Russ. And Russ is a lifelong dog owner. I'm a lifelong dog owner as well. So a quick show of hands, how many in the audience here owns dogs or owns a dog? Wow, I think this is our audience. Yeah. Well, we are in Dogtown, USA. So 2012, Pet Fancy magazine claimed that we are a dog town. And so we use that heavily in our marketing, as you would imagine. Russ came to me, and his journey with CBD had started like mine in 2016 when we all started to hear about CBD probably. He described a story about his 2 dogs. So Russ was the guy that he helped Dan Hoban launch G5. He was the guy with the 2 golden retrievers under his desk every day. And he talked about how London and Leo would race to the car at the end of their hikes and jump into the back of the pickup. And London, his oldest, hit the tailgate with his chest and goes sliding up under the tailgate, and he looks up on the way, and Russ tells a story, that terror in his eyes. And Russ realized, my dog's getting old, and he's seen this before. Russ has owned the father and the son and the father and son since he was 7 years old. And so here he is faced with, another beloved family member in this condition. And he had started to hear about CBD, and so he went down to the store and got what was offered to him was tinctures, right? And they said, hold the snout of the dog and get the tinctures in there. Sure enough, by day 3, he was getting the middle knuckle from the dog. And so they'd see the tincture bottle come out, and he'd run. He wouldn't come to his kibble. So he goes back and trades that in and is told to get treats. And as he looked at the bag, he said, I wouldn't feed these ingredients to my dog every day. No way. And he thought about when he was in college and didn't have any money, he used to have a neighbor who was a butcher who brought home scraps, and they put in sweet potato and carrots, and they would make a puree to go on the dogs so that they'd have actually a good, healthy supplement on their cheap food. And he goes, maybe that'll work for the drops. And so he went back and got the drops, and he started making gravy. And both his dogs just turned around. Russ said that within the first 5 days, London was back jumping into the car. And this is what we've seen consistently. If anybody's used CBD for their pets in any way or for themselves, it really is miraculous with pets, and it is with humans too. We're a little more complex. But so this is where he basically comes up with a commitment to his dogs. Fast forward into COVID, both pass away in the first year of COVID. And Russ is working from home and is in a pretty bad condition, lonely, right? And he makes a commitment. He says, I will not get a new family member, a new pet, until I bring this product onto the market. It takes a little while. He started to see the challenges of bringing an all-natural, healthy, shelf-stable product to the market. And he came to me not too long later, about a year ago, and he knew that I'd had some background in CBD. And so for me, I'd had a miraculous, I wasn't able to come up those steps a few years ago. I'm able to climb up Tumalo Mountain and do all the things that I do. I just raised a Rottweiler, little guy, fostered for a year, turned into a big guy. And I do all this after CBD's miraculous recovery that I had with CBD in 2016. And since then, I helped, we have one of the most high-yield farms in Central Oregon. I've helped people get products on the market from Malibu to Manhattan, and I was deeply entrenched in human CBD products. And I hadn't done much with pet, but I said, I think this guy's got a good idea, and I think he's got the heart of the customer. We, early on in getting the product onto the market, we went down to the #1 pet retailer show in America. It's called Super Zoo out of Las Vegas. 20,000 retailers are there, 2,000 vendors. On the market, we see the #1 trend in pet is all natural, healthy, human grade. So we high-fived and went through the show and realized none of the CBD providers were accentuating anything about all natural in their products. They were putting taking human tinctures and putting pet wrap on the labels. Same thing with their treats. Martha Stewart to mom and pop, nobody was doing it. So we, at the time, the market was about 142 million. That was in 2020, 20 to 2021. Now it's between 400 and 500 million, with expectations by 2028 that it'll be a 5 billion to 500 billion market. So we're really, really excited about what we're doing. We know that no one else is doing it, bringing out a product that's all natural and healthy, as it should be in pet CBD. Let's see a little more background about our management team. That, as you know, all of you entrepreneurs know that when you're onto something that's genuine and authentic, people start to show up, right? And we had worked with a fantastic consultant. A shout out goes to Christine Cuvalier out of Vancouver. She was a consultant who helped us in sauces, and we interviewed over 200 co-packers in North America to find out who could help us produce an all-natural, healthy pet CBD, shelf-stable. And along that way, we found the fellow who's the chief scientist for brands you might recommend or recall, Eukanuba and Iams. And when we explained our quest, he said, I will do it. And again, entrepreneurs know that when you've got the right thing, people don't charge you. He would barely charge us because it was his passion to bring an all-natural product onto the market too. No one has been asking him to do that. So we're really, really excited about where we are. Where we are as a company today is we have our beta is on the market. It's our MVP. This is actually one of 3 types of gravy that we offer. We have this is our original. We also offer a calming gravy for pets 6 years old and up, or pets who are just prone to anxiety. And we also offer a senior gravy now. We just launched last month, and we're seeing about an 80% absorption rate. And so what we're doing is a trial. You can go online today to gooddawggravy.com and get on a 10-day trial. And about 80% are converting to subscriptions. So that's going to be our model. We're subscriptions and online. And our next, I guess our ask would be support another Dogtown USA product. For our larger ask, we're probably a few months away from our seed round. And that's when we bring in our final team member for our management deck. And this is a team that has that launched Hydro Flask and Roughwear Online, did $50 million in 2 years on both of those companies, and also did the #1 human CBD, profitable human CBD company online in America for the past 2 years. They had never done anything with pet. They're super excited about what we can do. And we will, again, that would be an offline conversation we could have about some of that seed. requirement.
Wow, this is great. This is really cool. I think, yeah, how about a round of applause? For me, the only thing that's really missing right now is an actual dog, but we could get there.
Right.
We can get there. Maybe next month or what, next
dog.
January,
But we
bring
could get
dogs
there.
into PubTalk. We can get
Okay,
there. Maybe
talk
next
to me
month or
about
what,
how
but we could
pet
get
dogs
there.
into
To
PubTalk.
PubTalk.
We
We
can
can
get
get humans.
talk
Talk
about
something specific that makes. Is there need to be a different formula or okay?
Okay, great. That's a great question. So that goes to the heart and the root of Russ's love and frustration. He knew that the CBD would work, but he'd heard so much about it. He was frustrated because the current market then and still now is essentially tinctures and treats, and tinctures are acidic by nature, and so they have to be. The dogs will reject a human tincture, and most humans will reject a human tincture too. But right, so they're masked with flavors, and these flavors are chemically made, and they're just they can be pretty bad. There's some other things that happen with tinctures as well. The carrier oils, most of the bottle is a carrier oil, and the carrier oils typically are MCT oils. And MCTs are medium chain triglycerides, and they can be really good for us when they come to us in a really good source. The problem in the pet market and most of the CBD market is the source is palm kernel, and it carries long chain triglycerides, and those are the number one cause of pancreatitis and fatty liver disease in dogs. So we see right away that there's tinctures and they have a lot of problems. Yeah.
Okay, so it's important to have a dog-specific product. And then I have another question. You're saying all natural, but I know that term can be a little loosey-goosey in this country. So for you, what does all natural mean?
Good question. That's where our secret sauce is in the gravy. So the gravy is made with the number one product in it is water, and after that comes sweet potato and carrot and bone broth, and then we have a liver, and the liver is our chief scientist is he's just a miracle man, and he's been wanting to do this all his life, and he knew right out of the gates how he could get to what our product is, and what he does is he goes into the forest and he brings out something that's like a banana, and he gets into that banana and he gets an enzyme and he mixes it with liver, and that enzyme is like a dog's digestion, and over time it breaks down the liver, and it comes out at an acidic level that when our products go in, when our sweet potato goes in, and our carrot and our bone broth go in, and our CBD, our pH still remains at a shelf-stable level. And so right now, in fact, this product is one that I brought to us that was packed, and this is our very first product that we ever packed. And it's not showing any. We see a little separation. We've changed our CBD formula a little bit, but any kind of growth.
That's so cool. Okay, I know you all probably have questions. I have plenty of questions. So if you don't, okay, yes, right here. Yeah.
I'm a big
Big fan of CBD.
But I've asked my vet about CBD. I have a 11-year-old lab dog who's starting to slow down, and I've asked her about CBD for my dog, and she has said it, and she's pretty progressive and compatible, and she said no.
Okay, so
Research isn't there. So what are you guys doing? I mean, I love this idea. I love how
Yeah.
but what are you guys doing to sort of counteract that?
Well,
okay, just one second.
Yeah,
So she went to the vet, and her vet says there's not enough research to support CBD for dogs. Her dog is aging. She's interested. What are you doing to address this?
Well, so we published 3 sources on our website of studies, and the first on the highlight is from Cornell's veterinary school, and the Cornell study is the one now that the industry is really digging into and touting on the scientific level, companies that are built on the science of this thing. So Cornell gives us some really, really, really good guidelines on the amount of CBD for the dog. Now, there's a lot of other things. There's factors that go into what your vet may have, why she didn't suggest it. And one of those is that if your dog is taking medicine that needs to be metabolized by the body in order to become functional in your body, CBD can have the effect of minimizing some of that metabolization. This hemp plant is really a miraculous plant in a lot of ways, but one of the things it does is it can absorb toxins as well as good good things like the medicine and out of the blood system, and you pass it. So that may be one of the things if your dog's on a prescription medication that again requires it to be metabolized in the body. That's not all prescription medication. So if your dog's on prescription, doesn't mean you can't have CBD. You just want to ask your vet, hey, does this medicine is it metabolized in the body, or is it come already ready to be the body to use it? So.
And maybe it's a case-by-case thing. Like, I have heard some different information about, like, is it appropriate for puppies? At what age does CBD become appropriate for a dog?
That's a great question. So as I mentioned, we have 3 in our product line now, including a calming gravy, we call it. It's also, we make it very clear, it's also really suitable for younger pets. And so here's the studies that Cornell, and now these are published at the National Institutes of Health. There's also a study out of Cambridge, across the pond, and the American Kennel Club. But those are the 3 that we keep on our website. But these studies that go back to the root level, that mammals have an endocannabinoid system. And scientists were studying it back in the 90s to figure out how does this stuff work if you smoke it. And they realized, well, there's a lot of medicinal benefits, and that's because this endocannabinoid system has receptors and it produces proteins. So your body produces what you might smoke, believe it or not. It stops, like other hormones, like estrogen and testosterone and human growth hormone, your body stops producing that in mid-age. And so for dogs, that's about 5 or 6 or 7 years old. It depends on the species, it depends on the breed, depends on the dog. We see a lot of larger dogs that are younger, that are 2 or 3 or 4 years old. We have one right now, Daphne, is up in Seattle, and she's 4 years old, and she's a St. Bernard Pyrenees, and she's just really, really anxious. And so we started to create our gravy, and we knew enough not about it. So we don't want to pack her with a bunch of CBD that we would use from older dog. I use a different CBD that's more like the precursor that we make in the body. Okay, it's a raw form of CBD, and this dog, she's our first subscriber. She just 5 days. She was like, "This is incredible. This dog."
She was on her computer, like,
exactly.
"Get it to my house."
Yeah, right.
Daphne.
Exactly. Yeah. Good Dawg
Very
Gravy.com,
savvy dog.
Right.
Okay, any other questions for Stu? Yes. How much does it
thanks,
cost?
yeah. So this box is only 10. This is free. We actually are doing a trial.
That's a great
Can't have
price,
this one
Stu.
though, because this one still might kill you. I'm not sure.
I really love that price.
But no, but we are doing a 30-day box, and that 30-day one-time box is $99. And for the amount of CBD, the quality of this product, it's about 75% under the market. But so those of you who take CBD know what a month's tincture, et cetera. So, and then we also are doing a subscription. And so our subscription tonight we can offer to anybody who jumps on at a 50% discount off of that price. Yeah. So Dogtown USA is the term Dogtown is our discount code.
Dogtown is the code. Dogtown. Okay, I have one more question. So, because I think this is probably the next question, right? Like, you can get CBD at the gas station, you can get it at the friggin' corner store, you can get it at the market, you can get it chocolate, you can get it all over the place, and it's not all created equally.
Right.
And people don't really know this yet, and I think this probably does play into where some of these vets are a little bit cautious, because there's a real range of products, where it comes from, how it's processed, the quality. Maybe speak to that.
Shannon, thank you, because I think you've done your research. We have, our CBD is produced outside of Central Oregon. We grow it here, I've grown it here. But we produce it on the East Coast because it's the only manufacturer that we could find that was already in the food chain system and had an approved for human food extraction process. So, like I said, I got into this to the field pretty early, and I've seen people do use a lot of different kinds of chemicals to extract. And so this is a safe for human food extraction process that we use to create our CBD that goes into the.
So I could squirt one of them calming blends on my soup and just
go for it.
Take a chill pill. Stu,
Go for
this is awesome. I love how much you care about this product, and I'm really excited to see where it goes next. The code is Dogtown for 50% off, but you do get the 10-day trial, so sign up. Whether you have a dog, or maybe you have a friend who has a dog, or maybe you know someone who has 2 dogs. I don't know. Thank you so much. It's awesome.